Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Happy Tuesday. This is our first transfer in April and I'm very excited. But before we get into that, I recently made a video about a possible recession coming our way and some of the things that might be happening economically and some of the ways that I am bolstering my finances to prepare for such a time if that happens. And one of the things that I mentioned was an inverted yield curve, which is essentially when short-term debt investments have higher yield than longer-term ones. That's as far as I'll get into it just because I am no expert whatsoever, but it's just one of the things that economists generally use to forecast a possible recession. And at the time I recorded that video, we had kind of flatlined, but apparently last week we have actually inverted our yield curve of the US Treasury bond yield curve. So I'm just putting it out there, not as to be in any kind of fear or panic headspace, but just as a gentle nudge to remind ourselves that these kind of weekly money habits or monthly or however you look at your money habits, they're really important, and especially maybe nowadays when we could be looking at a potential recession. So this is definitely something I like to keep my head wrapped around, just because there's so much in our life that we can't control. There's so much in the economy that we can't control. There's so much about finances that we can't control. But what we can control is just what we do with our own personal finances for the most part. And the biggest thing that we have control over is our savings rate. Hands down, 100%. Not everyone is able to work more to make more. Not everyone's able to negotiate a raise. Not everyone's able to work a second job. So the biggest thing you can try to do for yourself is increase your savings rate. And I just think that may be really important both right now and in the months and years to come. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out, since that is the whole point of doing these Transfer Tuesday videos, is getting in the habit of increasing our savings, increasing our investing, whatever we can try to do to help ourselves financially. So all of that being said, let's get into the transfers. So first of all, I want to start with the transfer that I did actually last week, and we got paid on the 31st of March. So the very last day of the month, and I moved some money immediately just because I wanted to increase my student loan savings amount for the month of March. I still have 2 paychecks coming in April, so I do have the opportunity, hopefully, to save my monthly target of student loan savings, which is $2,500, but I did want to put a little extra, as much as I could, to March while I had the opportunity, just because I was behind in April and I wanted to get back ahead, or at least back on target, which I did. So for those of you who aren't keeping track, we were able to save $2,500 in January, only $1,400 in February. So I was $1,100 behind in my savings goal for February. And now with this $500 that I just did last week in March, that leaves $3,800 total for the month of March. Plus, we have $4,800 saved over from 2021 for now a grand total of $12,500. I know I did mention this in my March budget review video, just because it was in fact a transfer from March, but you haven't seen this Transfer Tuesday video yet, so that was where that extra $500 came from. So we're doing pretty good. So I was, like I said, $1,100 short in February, and now I was able to get ahead $1,300 in March. So now I'm $200 ahead overall, which the overall goal is $30,000 for the year, $2,500 a month. So I'm just trying to roughly keep to that schedule. And like February and March, some months I'll be behind, some months I'll be ahead. So it's working out good so far. Now we're $200 ahead of the game. So hopefully that can bolster us on a future month where I might be behind a little bit. But either way, I'm very happy with the number. That means $7,700 in total saved for 2022. So not bad, $22,300 to go for the year. So now that we have covered the transfer I made earlier in the week, it is time to talk about today's transfer. So I am going to be moving $100 to my Roth IRA, which is actually going to go to a traditional IRA first until it settles, and then I'll move the money to the Roth because I am doing a backdoor IRA just because I made over the income cap last year and I don't want to risk it again this year. I don't think I'll be close to the income cap this year, but better safe than sorry. So we're just going to do backdoor Roth, and I am trying to max that out this year, but I'm really failing at it. I've only contributed $50 so far this year, which to make the full $6,000, you want to be trying for like $300 a month. And I'm just really failing at it. And I go so back and forth with my priorities on how I feel about my Roth. On one hand, like, I get it. And it's, you know what it is? It's social media that like blasts you in the face with, oh, you could be a millionaire if you just maxed out your Roth every. Yeah, maybe if I started when I was 18, but I'm already 37 now. Like, it's just not in the cards for me. So it's just, plus I don't know, I care, but I don't, because I'm also have this whole game plan in my head of, I mean, it's no secret that real estate investing is how I see my future and how I see myself walking away from W-2 work one day and just really setting myself up financially for the future to be able to do my own thing and do what makes me happy. Oh, I know, society just shuddered a little bit. I get it, but that's what I have in my heart for myself. Not to be weird, but whatever. Anyway, where was I going with this? Yeah, so I don't care so much about what things look like once I'm finally 65. I care now. I want passive income now. So my focus more is getting out from under these damn student loans and building up passive income like the rental properties. So it just, to me, that is more, I don't know if fruitful is the word, but it just makes more sense to me to focus my money there. And so that's what I'm doing. I'll put some money in my Roth, but if I don't max it out, whatever. Like, I didn't max it out last year, but I bought a damn investment property that puts over $450 a month in my pocket. That's huge for me. So this video is getting really long, and I'm sorry, but I just feel like I have to explain my thought process so that you can catch what I'm getting. You know what I mean? That made no sense. But I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. The golden years are not my goal. The society's golden years are not the end all be all for me. I want that now, or at least sooner. I don't want to wait till I'm feeble and whatever. Not that my parents are feeble. My parents just retired last year, so not that they're not feeble, but damn it, I want to be youthful and enjoy my time now, not when I'm 65. So I'm not freaking out that I only have $50 in my Roth for the year, but we're adding another 100 today. Wow, I just rambled on that real hard, and I'm very sorry, but had to be said. $100 from our checking to our Roth, and I have Fidelity just because that is what was offered by my workplace, so I figured might as well have it all in one place. So there, that's done. Now that makes $100 to my Roth for April, $150 for the year, which is whatever. All good. So to give more of a broad scope picture for anyone who might be new to my channel and hasn't really seen the full picture of my finances, I have $160,700.22 remaining in student loan debt at this time. That is better than it used to be, but I have been saving throughout this whole student loan forbearance for the last couple of years. Before that, I was paying them down as best as I could, but I also had other consumer debts that needed my attention and vehicle loans, things like that. So I have gotten to a place where I am debt-free other than student loans. And also, I need to remember to always add the caveat of also my rental property mortgage, which I bought last year, which I don't count because That house now pays for itself. Yay. So my tenant is paying the mortgage, obviously. So that's exciting. But me personally, in my personal balance sheet of my life, minus the house, $160,700, 22 cents to go. I will probably say that number 10,000 times or more in the course of my life, but that is okay. Anyway, so I'm saving this money aside, which is acting as a pseudo emergency fund while student loans are still in forbearance, just because that rental property did eat my emergency fund, but we've covered that before, so I'm not going to go into detail. You can always check out that video if you are curious. And speaking of student loans, I'm guessing we may hear soon if we need to start paying those again next month or not. That is fast approaching. And I don't know, it seems like most people are leaning towards the feeling that they're going to get extended again, but I don't know, I'm curious. We'll see. Like I said, hopefully soon. We have just the rest of this month for the president or Congress or whoever to make a decision and tell us what our future holds. But it sounds like, unfortunately, many people aren't ready to take that financial burden back on and start making those payments again. So it is a little scary, especially when we are possibly looking down the barrel of a recession. I don't know. It's not the greatest forecast for us right now. I don't know. I guess that's all we can really say about that. Things are looking a little bleak economically. Even though we are certainly a lot better off than other countries right now, which is sad, and we always want to keep that in mind. But anyway, at the end of the day, all we can do is our best. And like I said, our best financially, all we can do is increase our savings rate. So that's what we're here for. That's the point of these Transfer Tuesdays. So I hope you join me. I hope you made some great money moves this week. And always, 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 please remember that even $5 counts. It doesn't matter. Whatever little bit you can set aside is a huge help to your future self. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you did want to check out that video about a possible recession coming our way, you can check that out right here. I always appreciate you guys' comments. You are all so supportive. It means the world to me. I hope you know that. Thank you again, and I will see you in my next video.